can write this date down. Sunday, October 16th, the annual Virginia Oyster Shell Recycling Program's Shell Raiser Shindig cracks open again this year, featuring small plates from some of the area's top chefs, craft beer, cider, and Virginia wines. Todd Janeski is back with us. Todd, it's great to see you. This is a terrific event that you launched last year, an event that supports a program you launched not that long ago. Tell us about the recycling program.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me back. The recycling program, we are statewide now. The program collects waste oyster shells from area restaurants, public oyster roasts, and we have public drop-off sites. We have about 60 restaurants in the state, from Charlottesville all the way down to Virginia Beach, onto the Northern Neck. We've got 30 public drop-off sites. You can go to a Harris Teeter and take your shells back to a Harris Teeter. We don't have one here in Richmond, but we've got them in Charlottesville, and Williamsburg, and Suffolk. And what we do with that shell is we cure it, and every shell gets seeded with baby oysters before they're put back onto a reef as part of a restoration project. And those reefs are built in sanctuary sites, so they're forever protected. And they're typically, though, adjacent to harvestable areas. So these help provide the new adults. They'll reproduce and they'll help support the industry on the side. And this event, is our annual event that we started last year. It was in King and Queen County. This year it's going to be right here in Henrico.
Yeah, very close indeed. And of course, you've got this catchy mantra we're seeing right here in the bucket out in front. And that's what, I talk with a lot of people. We're seeing some pictures now of this collection. This was coming to, actually, I think that's the event. They're going to go all over the place. But that big dumpster was a collection you had back at Rice Rivers Center, right?
That's right. So all of our shell we take and we have to cure it. We let it sit and age for about 8 to 10 months. That image that was up there was actually our largest haul. We brought in over 16,000 pounds. That's more than 8 tons. And we bring that out of Richmond. That was the Richmond haul, actually, at quarterly. So we pull about 75 to 80,000 pounds of shell a year. Before that shell, as I mentioned, we seed with baby oysters. So for 2015, we brought about 75,000 pounds. Once it's seeded, we're going to put back more than 10 million oysters back into the Chesapeake Bay. So we're really proud of that. We're working closely with the industry and restoration partners in a couple locations in Lower Rappahannock right now.
And everybody says, yee-haw, you're building reefs, and that's a great thing, and there's more oysters, and ooh-la-la, but this has a huge impact on clean water.
Absolutely. I mean, think about this. I kind of ran the math on this yesterday. So an adult oyster will filter 50 gallons per day in its lifetime. So if we put back that 10 million oysters, that's like 500 million gallons of filtered water that are being filtered by those oysters from 2015 once they're grown to an adult size. So you look at that exponentially, and those bars that are put all over the state that are in Lynn Haven, that might be in the Piankatank or in the Ware River, anywhere that might be. That's all helping that local water quality and helping grow new oysters, helps provide fish habitat. And here we got this big coastal storm. Oyster reefs help slow down that erosive effect of those waves on that shoreline. So they help protect it and act like a little bit of a wave break.
A barrier there, breaking it all down. Well, we see some recyclable shells right here.
Yep.
And so, even at home, but restaurants are a huge collection point for these. You have a lot of partners, all of those coming together. Some of those restaurants will be participating in this particular event.
Yeah, the Shindig. So this year's going to be fantastic. We have 6 chefs. We're really showing our geographic range of our program. We've got the chef from Fawcett's at Keswick, John Hoffman, all the way down to Virginia Beach, Terrapin Restaurant, Chef Rodney Einhorn. And here in Richmond, we've got 3 local chefs. Walter Bundy, who we've met before at Shagbark, Mike Ledesma, who's been here. He's with East Coast Provisions, Hill Cafe, The Daily, and then we've also got Kevin Church. He's from Postbellum, right here in Richmond. We've got the chef also from Williamsburg, at Williamsburg Winery, the Gabriel Archer Tavern. And they're all going to be featuring different dishes. Walter's going to be doing one of his famous soups. I'm hoping he's going to do his Chesapeake she crab bisque again. We've got a pork cassoulet coming from, I think, our chef in Keswick, to we're even going to have a dessert item that Kevin Church is going to surprise us with. So it's going to be fantastic. And we've got Virginia wines and cider and beer. And actually, I brought one of our bottles of beer who we've partnered with this year. We actually, brewed a beer this year.
And that was just released in August.
That's right. Yep. So we partnered with Licking Hole Creek Craft Brewery. And
I thought we were going over there. I'll turn it so you can see it.
So this is called the 7 Region Oyster Saison. This beer brings together a lot of our partners, but it showcases the geographic distribution of Virginia oysters. Virginia is fantastic that we have, just like wine, grapes are affected by their location. oysters are affected by their location. It provides the flavor. Eastern Shore seaside salts or a river oyster in the Rappahannock or the Mob Jack are going to taste very different. This beer brings those together into one Saison-style beer. We brewed, 1,200 gallons. It was a statewide release, and we'll have this Saison with Licking Hole Creek at the brewery. We'll have O'Connor from Norfolk. We're going to have oh boy,
best.
It's going to be great. We have Williamsburg Winery on board, Blenheim Vineyards. It's going to be fantastic.
It will be super duper. I was out last year, loved every minute of it, and there's just so much to enjoy, and it's a good mission. So
well,
thank you so much for being back with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You can tell he's a little passionate about this. The Shell Raiser Shindig is coming up Sunday, October 16th from 2 to 5, taking place at Libby Mill, Midtown, 4901 Libby Mill East Boulevard. You can find a direct link to all the details coming up later this morning on WTVR.com/VTM.